Well, Joe, league takes a back seat. FA Cup comes into play. How good is it to go to Norwich and test yourselves?
Yeah, very much so. Norwich are having a great season in the Championship this season. It's always been a tough place to visit when you go there. Usually big crowd, got a good side, good mobile team, and but for us it's a good one to test yourself against what is the top of the Championship, a league that we aspire to try to get into. Got a lot to do on that front to go, but anyway, we're trying to get into the Championship, so to be playing top of the league is interesting.
Is it a game that's likely to tell you a lot about yourselves, or is it one of those games where the team might change at Norwich and you won't know an awful lot at the end?
I think just regarding the team, I think more than likely we'll be putting out a strong side. Got a lot of our fans travelling and to this fixture, and this is certainly one to look forward to, something a little bit different for us. But of course, yeah, it's good to find out. There is a big jumps in English football. There's massive jumps between all the leagues, even League Two to League One Championship, etc. There's a big jump between League One and the Championship, and of course we're currently top of League One, but playing top of the Championship, that's a huge jump. So it's exciting, if the truth be told, for us to go there and try and play and try and get a result. But that's what we're going to try and do. Is it
going to register as a shock if you pull off a win there?
Yeah, we'll be aiming to perform like we have been doing since the start of the season, really. We'll be looking to put in a strong performance, as always. Ultimately, when you're in the cup competition, you are trying to win. It's going to be extremely difficult for us to go and do that. And Norwich have an excellent home record and scoring a lot of late goals at home in recent weeks and since the season has started. So would it be a shock? Yes, it would be, because the jump in quality, and the jump even financially is huge, and therefore it would be a shock if we were to pull one off.
But that is the jump you're ultimately looking to make.
We are, yeah, we are looking to. We're really focused on the league. We're really focused on trying to get into that league. Have we got a lot to do? We've got loads to do in terms of doing that. We're currently in a good position, but that's all it is. And there's no medals given out for a team that's top in January. So there's a lot to do on that front. That is the aim. That's our number one aim. And then what we want, then looking ahead, if that is to be the case, to be going to these places week in, week out.
I bet if somebody had offered you, nevertheless, 9 points out of 12 over that congested Christmas period, you'd have bitten their hand off.
Yeah, we would, because the away games, Gillingham are on Boxing Day, and then the long journey to Fleetwood is tough. It's tough, really, just tough a bit mentally, a lot of travelling. So we were disappointed with the result at Gillingham. We weren't disappointed with the performance. We thought we played pretty well. We just missed quite a lot of chances on the day. Having said that, our team has been very consistent and performed so well that it's difficult to be critical, really. But then to go to Fleetwood straight away and score 5 goals away from home was a perfect response from our point of view. So 9 points was good. We did aim to be unbeaten if we could, but it's fair to say probably would, if you're asking me, I probably would have taken that, yeah.
Yeah, to be fair to yourselves, you're going to lose games at times, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we've lost 3 games so far this season in the league, and yeah, if I'm unsure if we actually deserve to lose any of the 3 of those games. I think the one game where we didn't maybe deserve to win was actually the first game of the season against Luton, where they did play very well against us in both halves, but we managed on that day to get over the line 1-0. You are going to lose some games, but we're looking to accumulate a high points total. We do believe we can't lose too many. And even picking up some draws at times, if you can't win, get a draw is an expression that's used quite a lot, and something that we can use as we go. So going to lose some games, but ultimately we're going to need an awful amount of wins as well in order to get promotion.
You were chugging along pretty injury-free, and then you got the Thompson one and the Brown one in 2 games. Suddenly there's a different complexion, but the 2 lads have come in and filled in really well.
They have, and the team probably hasn't changed too much since after the Luton game, believe it or not. The next game, I think, was Blackpool away, I think. And then if you look at the side that got picked on that day, it's probably been roughly that team that's been picked then again all the way through. Bit unusual, really, with the injuries and or suspensions unlike last year where we had a combination of both. Team has stayed the same, and then the lads on the sort of fringes or the subs, they haven't been able to get game time, real game time. There's been the odd reserve game, and there's been some checker trade games, but there's nothing like the league fixtures really, in order to for them lads to get themselves up to a rhythm and up to a point of being able to perform. So it's tough for them. So for Brandon and Anton in particular to come in at a time when they haven't really been playing and play as well as they both did up at Fleetwood. Brandon came on, Anton started, and then following on to the Wimbledon game, you've got to give them guys a lot of credit because mentally it was tough for them.
But they did well.
They did great, and we've got results in both games. And it's tough when you haven't been involved into January now and they haven't really played many games, and then being asked to play. And let's be honest, we're trying to win games, like I said earlier. Bit of pressure on them, and but they've performed well.
Now January is the month of entrances and exits. Let's just go through the loan players. Joe Mason, where does he stand at the moment?
Joe Mason has gone back to Wolves. So his loan has finished and he's gone back, and so there's that one.
Andre Green?
Andre Green's still with us, yeah. Andre Green, we expect Andre Green to be with us. Dave Wheeler is with us, and currently Ben Thompson is still with us. I mean, what we want for all of them three is to be with us not only in January but to be with us for the rest of the season. There's some clauses in there that maybe some clubs can call some of these players back, but as it stands, they're all fit and ready and will be involved Saturday at Norwich.
In particular, Ben Thompson has been a revelation.
He's done brilliant for us, and the amount of man of the matches he's got at home sort of indicates that. He's played very well, settled in very, very quickly, settled in with Tom Naylor in midfield, and has played very well. Everyone has responded to him, fans, staff, manager, everyone at the club. It's got a lot of time for Ben, and we're still hopeful that he's going to be a Pompey player for the rest of the season. So we carry on until something else happens.
And the injured lads, Lee Brown, Nathan Thompson,
they won't be involved on Saturday for sure. Notoriously hamstring injuries, you've got to give them some time. Saturday will be a lot very early for them to come back. There'll be nowhere near that one. But then we're looking ahead then to understand we've got Southend. They won't be involved in that. Let's see where we are for the Blackpool game.